Good morning. Welcome to our community meditation. This is 15 minutes of silence, words of truth, and beautiful music. So please turn off your cell phones, all of your gadgets, and go within with me. Just take a deep breath. And then breathe normally. Lower your shoulders and plant your feet flat on the floor. We have desires to live in joy, to be loved, to love, to be included, to find life's purpose. The life in me instills the irresistible impulse to create. Let's create a good life. The Almighty is my shepherd. I shall not want. This is the living presence. So I am secure and cared for. Spirit allows me to lie down in green pastures beside still waters. I surrender to the guidance of Spirit. I listen and begin to learn the voice of God as Spirit restoreth my soul. All my cares flow out and burdens go with them. walk at times through the valley of darkness, I fear not, for God is always with me. God remains with me forever. Good comes alike to all, allowing me to serve. I am comforted by the staff of truth and the rod of divine guidance. I rely on the law of good. I use my hands and feet to serve. The divine prepares a table before me with all my inherited good, since I am an heir to the kingdom. My table holds joy, happiness, wisdom, freedom, abundance, and wholeness. cup runneth over with limitless good. I just hold my cup upright. My cup runneth over with limitless good. This goodness is eternal because there is a presence and power within me. I let the sunshine in as I practice this presence daily. I serve in joy. My cup runneth over with limitless good. I am so grateful, and so it is. So please come back into this space. And now we prepare for our service that begins in 15 minutes.
Something's calling me.
It was like something was calling me and pulling me into a different direction. And then I found Center for Spiritual Living Greater Las Vegas. My relationship with the center has shown me a deeper realization of God and how this indwelling presence guides, sustains, and directs me in every capacity and every experience in my life. As I continue to study the teachings of these great mystics and sages, I will find more love, peace, and a general sense of universal good and harmony in my life.
Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before.
Is something calling you?
This week's talk.
Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas. I'm Reverend Laura, and it is my pleasure to be with you in this last week of spring. Are you ready for Las Vegas summer? Woo, yay. Let's get excited about that. Yes, we love Las Vegas summertime. I want to say hi. I see some new faces here today. Welcome. In the back of the seats in front of you, there's a little card we call a connection card. If you'd like to give us some information about yourself, we will put you on our mailing list. We don't send out a lot, trust me. We're pretty good about that. But if you give us some information, we'll put you on our list and keep you apprised of everything that's happening here in our center, because we have a busy summer coming up. We are really filling our schedule with lots of wonderful things, opportunities for us to come together as a community and experience things from a little different point of view. So take the opportunity to fill that out. If you would, just turn it in with the basket as they're passed during the offering at the end of the service. I want to say hi to those people that are joining us online. Would you turn and wave at that glass window back there? Joe's got the camera running, and the people who watch us on our YouTube channel are right there ready for us this morning. Welcome, and thank you for joining us in whatever way you can. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, we have wondrous things in there. We've got meditations, music, talks, experiences for you of all kinds. So take an opportunity to check that out. It's CSLGLV Media on YouTube. We're going to kick it off with some music. What do we sing?
Bright Idea.
A Bright Idea. David's here to sing along with us, so would you stand and join us? The words are on the screen.
I think so.
guys tickle me. All right, we're going to shift our energy a little bit here and go into a little more contemplative time. I'm going to invite up our practitioner of the day, Clay T. White, who's going to lead us in our affirmation and give us our invocation. Do you have the affirmation?
It's right here. You want to see it? Oh, good. Thank you. Okay, so our affirmation is, Spirit is the center of my focus as I see joy in every moment of my existence. So let's do it one more time. That was almost perfect. Okay. Spirit is the center of my focus as I seek joy in every moment of my existence. Wow.
Sweep into my soul. Sweep into my soul. Oh, Spirit divine, sweep into my soul. Let's sing it now. Sweep into my soul. Sweep into my soul. Oh, Spirit divine, sweep into my soul.
The invocation this morning comes from the words of Ernest Holmes. I realize that there is a divine presence at the center of my being. So no matter who we are, what point in life we are, there is a power and a presence at the center, at the core of our being. The perfect life of God is in and through me in every part of my being. So I am one with the presence. That presence is with me eternally. I know that my whole being manifests as a life of love, of peace, harmony, wisdom, and joy. This is the spirit that indwells me. Deep down in the heart of me, in the soul of me, there is this presence, and I get to use it. The life of spirit is my life. The strength of spirit is my strength. Its power is my power. Its light is my light. How powerful. So I am made manifest by this spirit. I am so grateful that I can allow the sunshine in, the light in. I can radiate just like the sun. I'm so grateful. And so it is.
All right, let's sing it now. Sweep into my soul. Sweep into my soul. Oh, Spirit divine, sweep into my soul. Oh, Spirit divine, like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. And I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. And it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy to my soul. And I breathe out my simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. And I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. And it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind. Oh, it is joy, yes, it is joy. Oh, it is joy, joy to my soul. And I breathe out my simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, all I ever needed was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm complete. Thank you, Clay T, for that powerful invocation and that amazing song, guys. That was a... Anyway, now I have to talk. So we are continuing our theme of the year, which is Living the Mystic's Way. And our theme for June is mystical radiance and how we get that light to shine that's always on our face, nearer than the air. So today's title is Here Comes the Sun. And boy, have we got something coming up for you at the end of the service, too. Just letting you know, just wait. So we're continuing this journey of understanding what we mean by mystical radiance. This idea of the Here Comes the Sun, instantly when I thought of that, of course I thought of what? The Beatles song, right? The Beatles song, Here Comes the Sun. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Here comes the sun, and it's all right. So that phrase often awakens something inside of me when I hear that word, those words, Here comes the sun, because there's an optimism that's inherent in that idea, that no matter what darkness we're going through, whatever challenges we're experiencing in our world, there's something brighter coming at the end of it. It's this idea that, this winter or these dark times don't last forever. The clouds will part. The sun will come out again. The light is always going to return. Here comes the sun. This is a recognition that the sun has always been there, and it always will be there. It will be present with us forever. And this idea speaks not only to a scientific truth that the sun is always there and always shining, but it's a spiritual truth too, that that inner light is always within us. It's always shining. It's always there for us. And so we can begin to look at our lives through that in a way that is very optimistic and uplifting. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, talked a lot about this idea of this sun, of this light always being present within us. In The Science of Mind, he says this: all emerge from that one whose being is ever present and whose life, robed in numberless form, is manifest throughout all creation. God, Spirit, the divine, whatever you want to call it, is always continuously present, just like the sun is always shining on us. It never stops. The presence of the divine is always there with us. It's always available to us. It never stops being present with us. Spirit doesn't come and go. What comes and goes is our awareness of it. The wonderful mystic Joel Goldsmith often says in his talks and in his books that God is present where it's realized. Now, that seems contrary to what we're saying, that God is always there. Because the truth is that God is always present, but until we have the recognition of it, the awareness of it, the experience of it, it doesn't have a place to operate in this world. It takes our awareness, our recognition, our acknowledgement of it to give it a place to operate. That's why we can have horrid things going on in the world, and we think, well, where's God in this? Why are there starving people? Why is there war going on? Where is God in all of this? God is present there. But God doesn't have a place to operate until someone brings that awareness with them, until someone opens up to Spirit being able to move through them. Because remember, Spirit is always looking for that avenue through which it can show up in the world. The place on which we stand is holy ground, for God is there. When we recognize that presence, when we recognize that God is always available to us, then it has a place to operate in this world. In the early days of Science of Mind, our philosophy, Ernest was asked to give a list of what it is we believe. And so these are 12 statements. He called them the Declaration of Principles. Most of us call them the what we believe statements now, but this is number 4. We believe that the kingdom of heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. Kingdom of heaven is always within us. God, Spirit, the divine is always within us. That infinite intelligence is always there within us. But we experience it to that degree that we are aware of it, that we become conscious of it, that we know that it is operating through us. That's when we experience it. So this idea, going back to here comes the sun here. The sun is always shining. We know this scientifically, that the sun produces an energy that shines its light, its warmth, and everything on us continuously. But we don't see it all the time, do we? Because our earth changes. It changes its position. It rotates. And so sometimes, half of the day, especially coming up real close to next Sunday when it's going to be equal sunlight and equal darkness, our sun, we get a different amount of the sunlight hitting us each time. And then, of course, we have times when the atmospheric conditions are such that it blocks the sunlight. And so we don't experience it. But the sun has not diminished itself. The sun is continuously exhibiting the same amount of energy that it always does. It shines the same on us all of the time. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't care who it's shining on. You know, the master teacher Jesus said this on the Sermon on the Mount. God shines equally on the evil and the good, on the sinners and the saints. It shines equally. It doesn't judge, and neither does spirit. The sun doesn't care who it's shining on, and God doesn't care where it's able to activate itself in the world. It's just looking for that conduit to come into the world without judgment, without any ideas of who is right and wrong. It's just looking for that place to be that avenue where it can come through. And so the kingdom of heaven doesn't automatically appear because we become more aware of it. It was already there in the beginning. And the spiritual practices that we do are not about bringing more God into our lives. The spiritual practices that we do are about clearing all of the things that stop us from experiencing it. Clearing away those clouds. Stop turning our back to it and allow ourselves to face it full on. Just like the sun, spirit is always available to us. And so our spiritual practices, our spiritual work, the study that we do, the readings that we do, the meditations and the classes that we take are all about awakening to that divine reality that's already been there all along. It's not about having to add anything to ourselves, but it's about clearing away those things that inhibit us. Joel says it this way in the Infinite Way, which is his body of work. He says, that which we seem to be seeking is ever present within us and is already manifested. You know, he often taught that God is not absent and then suddenly present for some situations and not other situations. The presence is always there. And our spiritual practices, again, are not about bringing God to us, but about awakening to the fact that it's already there. It's already present within us. And when we begin to make that shift, when we stop thinking that we have to add something to ourselves to make ourselves more worthy of God's attention, then we have a dramatic shift in our world. When we begin to realize that all I've got to do is let go of those thoughts, those fears, those beliefs that I've had for years that have stopped me from feeling the presence and awaken to it, it's a totally different shift in our experience. So spiritual growth is a lot less about acquiring something and much more about revealing what is already there, letting go. The wonderful Science of Mind minister, Michael Beckwith, says that 100% of spiritual growth is about letting go. 100% of spiritual growth is letting the stuff go that stops us from realizing the truth of who we are already. This presence is everywhere. It is available to all of us. It is forever pouring itself in and out of each person without favoritism, without conditions. We don't have to do anything to be worthy of it. We just have to release those things that have stopped us from feeling it. Just like the sun does not discriminate, it is always shining because shining is its inherent nature. That's what the sun is there for, to shine its light, to provide that energy, to create the atmosphere in which life, as we know it, is possible on this planet, this time. The sun never discriminates. It doesn't say, I'm going to shine over here in Las Vegas, but I'm not going to shine over here in Denver. You know, it may feel like that because the clouds are there, but the truth is the sun is always shining equally. The sun shines because shining is its nature. And likewise, the divine loves because that's its nature. That's its inherent nature. And so the sun is always shining here. This is one of the biggest realizations we can ever have, is that it never goes away, that spirit never goes away, that the divine is always present for us. The sun is always present. The earth may turn, the clouds may appear, nighttime may arrive, but the sun is still there. The sun is still present. It remains exactly as it has always been. And this is the same for spirit. The presence never leaves us. The divine does not come and go, endowing itself onto some who are worthy and some who are not. It is always present. It is always equal. What comes and goes is our awareness of it. And so spiritual practice then is not about bringing God to us, but about awakening to that reality that it's already present within us, always. It is always there. When we feel lost, we don't need to manufacture some truth about the situation. We need to look at what's blocking us, what's making us feel lost. Maybe it's ideas that we are not good enough or worthy enough. Maybe it's ideas that I will never be loved, or I will never be prosperous, I will never be free. Whatever those ideas are in your life, each one is individual, but that is what is keeping us from feeling the presence of God. We only need to remember the truth that is. And so we talk about things here in Science of Mind about spiritual truths, like freedom is an ultimate truth of God, love, abundance, beauty, harmony, joy. We call these God words, God qualities. These are the ultimate truths of spirit. They never come and go. What diminishes is our awareness of it. And so our mystic, a mystic who is, remember, a mystic is someone who is in conscious contact with spirit, who is actually working towards recognizing spirit in their lives all the time. And so the mystic learns that spiritual growth is not about acquiring anything, but about revealing the truth that's already there. Less about becoming something and more about discovering that truth. So this idea of radiance here then is not something that we earn. We are all radiant beings. We are all radiant expressions of the divine. It is our essential nature. It is the truth of who we are. Last week I spoke about this idea of shining from the inside out and how we most beautifully do that when we are an authentic expression of ourselves, when we stand in our own true power, when we behave in a way that speaks to that truth, that beauty, that love, that freedom, that abundance. When we are actually embodying those truths, then that radiates out from us in all kinds of ways. This is the way that we can actually begin to shift our world in lots of different ways. When we begin to stop trying to be the light and learn to stop hiding from it. Standing up in our own authentic power, standing up in the truth of who we are, begins to shift our world in dramatic ways. Ernest Holmes taught that each person is an individualized expression of the divine. One life manifesting itself in infinite numbers of forms. Each one of us is a divine emanation of this creative love intelligence. Not a fragment of it, not a lesser version of it, but a full expression of the divine, just the way that we are. Just the way that we are. I am not trying to become the light. I am learning to stop hiding from it. That's mystical radiance. And so the best way that we can do this is to begin to allow ourselves to be that place where God shows up, to be that expression of the divine. One of the most challenging lessons on the spiritual path is learning that awakening to this truth is a lot less about effort and a lot more about allowing. That whole idea of surrendering. Oh. Our egos love to control things. They love to keep things in order. They love to be able to predict what's happening next in our lives. Anybody experience any of that? Yeah. The ego wants us to force us to change. It doesn't allow. It controls. It manipulates. It forces. It tries to force growth. It tries to force us to heal. It tries to force certain outcomes over other outcomes. And it tries to force us to become enlightened. But spirit cannot be forced. Just like we can't force the sunlight to shine on us. It can only be received. And there's a great deal of wisdom in that idea. I can't control it. I can't force it to be the way I want it to be. But I can allow it, and I can experience it just the way that it is. This is not about pushing harder, but it's about becoming more available. As I said earlier, spirit is always looking for a place to show up in the world. That conduit, that avenue of awareness. It is constantly looking for a place where it can be expressed. It's looking for those of us who are more receptive. Those who are more willing to surrender, not try to control. This is one of the paradoxes of spiritual seekers they often experience. We spend years trying to make something happen in our lives. We've noticed that something's not right here. We feel something's off. And so we spend years and years and years trying to fix it. And then one day we discover that grace arrives most fully when we stop grasping for it and we start allowing it to come through us. When we stop striving to change things and open ourselves up to the way things are. Not in resignation, but in an act of surrender that allows space for spirit to operate. How many of you have ever had something that you've been working on and finally said, I don't know what to do here, so I'm just gonna let it sit because I don't know what to do. Anybody ever experienced that? And then all of a sudden you have a solution? Absolutely. One of my favorite prayers of all time comes from Joel Goldsmith in his book, The Art of Mysticism. And he says something to the effect of, when you have something going on in your body and you're not sure what it is, he says this. He says, God, search my mind, search my soul, search my body. If you find anything that doesn't belong, I'm turning it over to you. You can take care of it. I don't even need to know what it is. What an act of surrender that is. To know that there is a power and a presence for good out there that is available to us at all times when we get out of our own way, when we allow a space for spirit to operate in our lives. We begin to see different things around us. We begin to learn to cooperate with this intelligence that is always moving itself through life. In the Bible it would be written, God knows what I have need of, and it's God's good pleasure to give me the kingdom. I don't need to figure it out. I just need to step out of my own way and allow it to happen. And so the mystics throughout all ages have taught that awakening is a recognition of something that's already true, something that's been true all along, a way of being that is in that flow. The sun doesn't stop shining. It shines continuously, but we only know it's shining when we see it. And so what is it we're not allowing ourselves to recognize in spirit? What is it we're not allowing ourselves to see? Spirit is always active. Where am I not allowing it to move through my life? Spiritual awakening is the discovery that what we have been seeking has been there all along. The mystic St. Francis of Assisi says, that which I am seeking is seeking me. That which I am seeking is seeking me. It's already been there all along. It's looking for that place to show up in the world. The presence is there, love is there, freedom is there. We didn't create it. We just awaken ourselves to it. This idea of freedom is not something that we ever need to create in our lives. But there are so many times when we don't feel free, where we feel like our decisions have been made for us, and that we don't have a place to actually have our free will experienced. But freedom is something that we can begin to awaken to. We can stop believing the stories that have kept us stuck in that idea of freedom, that we're bound. And we can begin living as if it has already been true. This coming Friday is actually a day that symbolizes this idea of living from a place of freedom more than anything else I've ever found. Friday is Juneteenth, and the Juneteenth celebration takes place on June 19th. It celebrates the day that the enslaved people of Texas found out they were actually free. Now, they had been granted their freedom in the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. But they didn't hear that they were free until June 19th, 1865. 900 days. 900 days without knowing that they were actually free. Freedom had already been proclaimed. The truth was already there. Yet many people had not received the news, so they didn't have the experience of it. Their lives had not yet caught up with the reality of their freedom. And so in a very real sense, this is our spiritual journey too. Freedom, wholeness, divine love are not things that we have to earn. They have already been given to us. They are our Emancipation Proclamation. They are the truth that's already been established in the covenant that we have with God. They were given to us in the beginning before ever the world began. And they will be with us throughout all time. Our spiritual journey is about awakening to that truth, about allowing those things that we know, those things that we hold dear, to be the reality that we're experiencing in our lives, to be the thing that we celebrate, that we stand up proud and tall for. It has already been given to us, everything. Everything we could ever want. That divine love, that grace, that peace, that harmony, beauty, all of it has been given to us. What's blocking it? What's stopping it from us from experiencing it in our lives? This is our work. And we can do this work through lots of different spiritual practices. One of our most powerful practices is our form of prayer. We call it affirmative prayer. It's a 5-stage treatment of knowing what spirit is. That's the first stage. We recognize the presence of the divine. And because God is all there is, we know that it must be within us. And we call that stage unification. Then the third stage is where a bunch of the power of it is. The third stage is what we call the recognition stage. Realization stage. Thank you, Justin. I always get realization and recognition mixed up. Recognition's about God. Realization is about truth. You're good. No, thank you. I appreciate that. I should write it down, and then I wouldn't remember. Anyway, you'd think after 20 years I'd be able to get it, but hey. Anyway, realization is about stating spiritual truth. So if we have a condition in our lives, we need to look for the truth that's back of that. If I'm experiencing financial hardship, well, I'm going to look for abundance. If I'm experiencing ill health, I'm going to look for wholeness and vitality. If I'm confused about what to do, I'm going to be looking for clarity, wisdom, divine right order. These are what we call spiritual truths. So today we're going to do our spiritual practice in something we call a prayer wall. So I know some of you go, oh, yay, and some of you go, oh, God, not again. And it's just the way it is. So a prayer wall, I started off, I will do the first 2 stages of the treatment. That will be the recognition and the unification. And then you're going to come up and you're going to ask for one of these words that's on the wall here, on the screen. You're going to ask for one of those. We don't want to hear the story. We don't need to know the story. We need to be able to speak truth for you about this condition. Because remember, the story is just blocking things. It's just stopping us from experiencing it. This is not to minimize your experience in life, but to get to the spiritual truth, we have to know these words. We have to know that that is an ultimate truth of the divine. And then you'll come up and you'll say, my name is Laura, and I want prayer for freedom. And the practitioner who you come up to will then do the realization stage of the treatment for you about freedom, or whatever it is you choose. And then after everyone is done, I will do the fourth stage, which is Thanksgiving, and the last stage, which is release. So all right, this time I'm going to invite our practitioners to come up. Come on up. When I get to the part of the prayer when you guys are going to speak, I will say, would you please line up in the middle aisle and come forward and wait for a practitioner to be available? And then you just stand there until somebody's available. And then when you're done, go to the sides and walk down. That way we don't get a traffic jam here in the middle. All right, so let's just take a breath. I know I need one if nobody else does. And so relaxing into our seats, we just simply, in this moment, recognize the presence of the One, that all-pervading love intelligence, the creator of all, that has brought each and every one of us into this moment, endowed us with all that it is, with that beauty, that love, that grace, harmony, and balance. I know that God is all there is. I know in the beginning was nothing but God. And from its own essence, its own energy, God created all. And all was made perfectly in the image and the likeness of the divine. And because I know this is true, I know that I am one with that divine creative love intelligence. I know that it brought me into existence and it is living its life through me right here and right now. And because I know this is true for me, I know this is true for each and every one of us. For we are all a perfect emanation of this creative love intelligence, endowed with all that God is, right here and right now. And so knowing this truth, I invite you to stand, come to the center aisle, and as a practitioner becomes available, walk up to them, tell them your name and the word that you are looking for prayer for as we begin our prayer wall together. so we just give thanks. We're so grateful for everything that has been spoken here today, for each prayer that has been requested here. For we know that the action and the activity of prayer starts when we ask. And so we just give great thanks for every prayer that has been spoken and for all of those that have been left unsaid. For we know all is known in the mind of the divine. And we release this word into the law, into the creative mind that always says yes, that knows no lack or limitation, that is always unfolding itself for the highest and greatest good of all. We let it go and we let it be. And together we say, and so it is.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Oh, how beautiful. Thank you, practitioners. Thank you, Justin. Wonderful. All right. And so now we have an opportunity to support our community financially. We are a 501c3 and we receive all of our funding from your generous donations and for your acts of service here at our community. And so we have lots of ways that you can give electronically. They're up here on the screen. You can go to our website, you can Zelle, you can text to give, and we gratefully receive cash and check donations here today. And so let's just take a moment and give our offering a blessing here. If you put your hands over your heart, please, and repeat after me. This gift I give. Goes forth from me.
Goes forth from me.
Does amazing and miraculous things.
Does amazing and miraculous things.
And returns to me in kind.
Returns to me in kind.
Pressed down and overflowing.
Pressed down and overflowing.
What are we
It's a
singing?
good measure chant today.
Good measure chant. Words are on the screen if you'd like to sing along with us.
Good measure pressed down and shaken up. Abundance flows through me. Conscious of my spiritual truths, I reap and sow God's bounty. Give and receive, live and believe. The measure that I measure with is measured back to me. Good measure pressed down and shaken up. Abundance flows through me. Conscious of my spiritual truths, I reap and sow God's bounty. Give and receive, live and believe. The measure that I measure with is measured back to me. Good measure pressed down and shaken up. Abundance flows through me. Conscious of my spiritual truths, I reap and sow God's bounty. Give and receive, live and believe. The measure that I measure with is measured back to me. The measure that I measure with is measured back to me.
Beautiful. Thank you. Oh. And so we are so grateful for everything that we've received here and for everything that's making its way to us in consciousness. We know that we are abundantly blessed, and those blessings move out from us, touching everyone in our community and all who come into our field of influence. Thank you, God. And so it is. Now, I told you we were going to have something wonderful here. The guys are so amazing. Just wait.
Sun, 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 here it comes.
Thank you, guys. You know, I love it when I have an idea and they make it happen. All of that music was done by Justin. Everything, all the tracks that you heard, he put them all together. Oh, did you? I thought you did them all. Well, he worked forever on that guitar, and wasn't the guitar fabulous? I mean, he really did the guitar. Thank you. So, all right, I have a couple people who are helping me with announcements today. I want to invite up Clay T and Leslie to come on up while I get started on these announcements, just a few of them to go through things. This week, next Sunday, will be our last day to donate to our friends for the In the Desert Soulful Giving program of socks and toiletries. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you have everything here by next Sunday. We will be taking it to the Friends in the Desert after that. On Saturday, we have Zentangle Drawing Group. Those of you that have heard me talk about Zentangles, you might want to come and experience it. Doesn't matter whether you've come to the group or not before. We start fresh with each one, and we build on different techniques and skills in there. And so this is an example of Zentangles there that I did last year. So it's a fabulous group. If you're interested in that, you can sign up on the website or just show up, and we will have things ready for you. This coming Sunday, we have a sound bath, and I want to introduce Leslie, who's going to talk a little bit about that. Come on up here, Leslie. This is the mic. And just tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, hi, hello.
Get a little closer.
Can you hear me? Okay, so I will be starting to do sound baths here, and I'm so excited. This is such a beautiful room, and I can't even imagine playing in a room like this, so I'm really honored and blessed to be able to come and do that for you. So I'm going to be playing crystal singing bowls, as well as I have a buffalo drum, and I have another instrument. It's called a wave that maybe you haven't seen before, but I'll be walking amongst you and playing that, and you'll feel the vibrations going through your body. So I hope that you stick around after the service next week to experience that. And yeah, so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, thank you. We're so blessed to have Leslie. She found us through the website and came and talked to me, and so we're so excited about that. If you haven't experienced a sound bath before, it's a wonderful opportunity to be in a deep meditative space and let that vibrational energy move through you. You clear away things you didn't even know you needed to clear. Trust me. And we have, at the end of the month, Kelly Marshall is presenting a workshop, and up here to talk about that is Clay T.
So you know Kelly Marshall, right? She has been doing these workshops for a while now. They're vision board workshops. So I started probably my 5th vision board last year. And this year I'm coming back because I want to add to that vision board. So this is one of the ways to expand our spirituality and have fun doing it. It's a community effort. We're in this room. All of your supplies are given to you, so you don't have to bring anything. Just come with your creativity. We're creating a new life. That's what we're doing. So you don't bring anything. $37, you can bring a friend, and it's just $67 for the both of you. So 100% of spiritual growth is letting go. So come and just let go. Just let it rip. Wonderful.
Clay T is good at letting it rip. And that starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, so lasts about 4 hours. Kelly does provide lunch too, so you get a lot for your money there. The last Sunday in the month, we are going to have a new member orientation. If you've ever thought about membership here at our center and would like to explore a little bit about that, this will last about an hour, and it'll be a brief overview of our governance structure and things that are important about our spiritual practices and philosophy and belief system. So if you're interested in that, please sign up on our website. We have a Zoom link there. It's in the news, in the e-blast that comes out, and if you have trouble with that, see Kaylee after service, and she'll be happy to help you do that. We had 2 weeks ago, we did a film here that was wonderful, and it was the first film in a series. And so we're going to be showing the second film in this series. This is about indigenous cultures, the spirituality and healing practices of many different indigenous cultures throughout the world, with some information about the effects of colonization on the different groups and their practices, how their practices have evolved and changed through the effects of colonization. This one is about the Maori people of New Zealand. If you've ever seen the people do the haku, which is like my favorite thing in the world, you know, where well, I can't even describe it, but it got me into women's rugby, so I can just tell you that. Anyway, that's watching women's rugby, not playing it, by the way. So our Women's Sacred Circle is also meeting on the 4th Sunday of the month here at 2:30 in the afternoon. Judy has a wonderful program throughout the year of guest speakers who come in and do different practices with you. I think it's Kelly Marshall this month. Kelly Marshall?
Ethics and integrity.
And on integrity. All right, great.
We have wild riding as our spiritual practice.
All right, fabulous. This sounds like an adventure and quite a bit there. Our Wild Women's Circle. So meets at 2:30 here on Sunday the 28th. Right. And finally, our Walking the Path group meets every Tuesday here in the sanctuary. This is a discussion group. They start with the Science of Mind principles from the Science of Mind magazine and see where the conversation leads at 10 o'clock, 10 to 11, every Tuesday morning here in the sanctuary. It's led by 3 of our beloved practitioners, Judy, Madge, and Sheila. And so it's a wonderful opportunity to get to know some people in the community and find out a little bit more about our belief systems. We've got a lot going on. Like I said, it's a busy summer for us here, so we're excited to be doing things and having you here along with us on the ride. So if you would, please stand. And if you're so inclined, take somebody's hand. I love how we get all woven together here. Here we go. And would you please repeat after me? There is only one life.
There is only one life.
That life is God.
That life is God.
That life is perfect.
That life is perfect.
That life is my life now.
That life is my life now.
And so it is. Have a beautiful week, everyone.